Let's go. Yeah. Floris, this is typically a topic, yeah, from your perspective, you always have to do, you have to encounter a lot with this. So, what's your latest view on this?
Yeah, what I can't put a finger on it, but what I have been noticing lately is that in the entire sales process of Microsoft, it seems they make a lot of errors, and I don't know if it is on purpose or by accident. And I will give a few examples, not too many, but I hope that this resonates with some of the audience or people watching this. So if you look at the negotiation process with Microsoft, usually that starts around the time where you share your bill of material with Microsoft. And what typically tends to happen is that Microsoft will send out a proposal based on your requirements. However, sometimes they will add certain items that they think that you as the end customer might need. And what I've lately seen a lot is that they do this very fragmented. And by that I mean they will send you a proposal with one or two, maybe three scenarios in there. But also, oh, wait, there's an Azure proposal, and they send that out through an email, and they say, oh, what, but you were also interested in our hardware. So here's the pricing for that. If you do any of this, we can make it more interesting. And they start doing it almost sounds like the nutty professor that something pops up and I'm like, oh, yeah, here, do this, do that.
Yeah.
And you never get a concrete or a proposal anymore from Microsoft, it
No.
usually seems, which is very frustrating because if you want to negotiate, you should do it based on the same, contents and
Yeah.
not all kinds of fragmented things that they might think that are relevant to the discussion you're having. Another example is in rounding off the negotiation, paperwork will be distributed. You get a certain amount of files from Microsoft and different type of files that the LSP should provide. It's just not coherent. And then if you tie it all together, you need to filter out any kind of errors. So you need to go through all the pricing. You figure out that the future pricing table is not correct. You need to go back to Microsoft. Then you feel that certain details in the contractual paperwork are incorrect. You need to go to the LSP. It just makes for a very frustrating process,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
Yeah.
And I don't
What's
know
your?
why this happens.
But what do you think? Is it on purpose, or is it bureaucracy?
Well, I think bureaucracy definitely plays a role in this. So knowing how Microsoft operates on their back end, how the operation centers work, how teams work, that they need to request certain documentation from, that's just an issue that they have. So it doesn't make life easier, but I think it's just good form, which I always try to do while I was at Microsoft, to give a customer an all-up view. This is what we're discussing. This is what we're talking about. These are the points that you have put on the table, and let's peel it off and see if we can come to a resolution on it or not. It's
Yeah.
fine. No is an answer, but then say no.
Yeah.
What we figure as well is that if you make certain claims and we ask, for instance, to put it in writing, so that we can inform the top level management of our clients, and it doesn't come, then that opens up a whole new door. Why don't you want to put it in writing? Why can't we, if you say no to a certain item that we're negotiating, why can't you put that on paper for us? Because we need to inform people about this. And that's, I don't know. That's something I can't put my finger behind. I don't know what's happening in the back end of Microsoft.
Well,
Yeah.
I think when in our time at Microsoft, when were introducing the Microsoft team to a client, we used to have 3 or 4 names on it. Nowadays, it's like a whole football team. You have on the PowerPoint slide. So I think that has something to do with it. They over-engineered the sales model. Everyone has an individual interest, and of course they want to have the one Microsoft approach. But the fact is that you have to please 11 players in a team. They all want to have their own personal gain for it. So I think, therefore, it is the nutty professor approach. Everyone is just trying to get in their own, their own goal, and therefore acting like that.